2005 was no different than any other year. I mean, we had gone through our planning. We knew our process. Everybody knows their roles. Everybody knows their responsibilities in terms of a hurricane. But as the weekend progressed, we could see that this is taking a different turn and it's building. It is getting to be this massive storm, something that we've never seen before. And it was scary. But we knew that we needed to all get into our storm assignments and get into our roles, because our job at that point then is to reassure customers, reassure employees that we're prepared, that we've got this.
As a second-generation utility employee, I always knew growing up that when the weather got bad or the storms rolled in, the power company showed up to work. That was what we did, was got the lights back on. So having a storm roll and knowing that my obligation to the company was to come back after was never questioned.
You know, we had already been talking about how many resources we needed, but at that time we said, okay, here's the number that we're going to have. And it was a big number.
We started contacting all of our major suppliers for wire, conductor, poles, transformers, and we put them on alert. That's part of our plan, is start preparing before, whenever a hurricane enters the Gulf and then as it gets closer. But nothing could have prepared us for Katrina.
I just remember the wind and just the beating the exterior of the plant was taken. And I distinctly remember the winds were so strong, it felt like it was trying to suck the roof off the building. And then around 9 o'clock is when the tidal surge came in and the plant began to flood. And this is something that never happened in the history of the company.
Hurricane Katrina was so massive in size that by the time it was crossing the coastline, we were beginning to feel the effects in Meridian.
The service center was still here, but it had 9 foot of water in it. We pushed open the back door and there was fish flopping on the hallway that had got trapped inside the building. And I thought to myself, this is our Camille. And I thought, there's no way possible that we'll ever get the lights on in less than 30 days.
I remember the amount of people that were just standing outside, just in disbelief, almost in shock. The destruction we saw, I just had never seen in my life.
I remember the old Grand Casino was across Highway 90, where the water had brought it across, and then the old bridge between Ocean Springs and Biloxi was collapsed.
There were, like I said, cars flipped over, power lines down, trees on top of houses, like the trash in the trees, and like things out of people's homes, furniture in the trees. I had never seen anything like that from a weather event. The commitment by the employees of this company and our sister companies that came in, everyone, we wanted to bring life back to the coast and hope. And we knew being able to have power restored would bring that to our community and our customers that were struggling like us.
It was a historic event, and everybody understood that, and everybody understood we need to get the power back on for our customers. I mean, that's kind of in the DNA of utility workers. That's what we do. Everybody pulls together for this moment to go and do great things.
People, they understood. They were appreciative of all the hard work that we were doing. They understood all that, but they also wanted to know how long, what is this going to take? And when they heard 12 days, I think that brought hope to them as well, to our customers, to our communities, to the state.
I think we had crews from 23 different states and Canada. I think Georgia Power was the first Southern Company team that we saw. It was a big team. And then a few days later, another team came from Alabama Power, and boy, that was rewarding.
And so now we have 12,000 people working on our system. And that then gave us the opportunity to identify how fast and how quickly we could restore power if everybody worked together.
We have folks from accounting, finance, treasury that come in and help us. They drive forklifts. We have our plant personnel. They come over. If the plant's operating, those warehousemen at the plants, they come in, help augment our workforce. So
it's just a sense of pride that our employees have to make sure that our community has what they need, and that's electricity.
The contractors, the utilities that came, we never would have been able to do it without their assistance. It's just incredible what they did. They bought into everything, and they worked diligently, safe and efficient for the customers of this company and for this community. It was just an incredible sight to see.
We showed up in the morning and we left when the work was done. But my appreciation was seeing the smile on someone's face when their lights came on, and I was only a part of this support team, but it was a good feeling knowing that our customers were happy to receive the power if they could.
I mean, we had 100% of our customers out. We used over 3,000 miles of wire. I mean, when you think about the transmission lines, the feeders, all the services that come into your house, you lay all that wire out, and that's like driving from Los Angeles all the way to New York City.
And when all the lights were turned back on, I remember them standing out at the back dock, just kind of having a sense of success, knowing that they were part of something that was historic and something that was really great. And they were worn out and they were tired out, but you could just see that pride coming off. I always remember that coming off of them. So it was a fantastic thing to see.
And it can just really turn a community around when you start getting electricity on, getting air conditioning running, getting street lights on. Having street lights on is a big deal, and it can calm folks. So when you can turn lights on and the customers are cheering for it, it's very rewarding.
I mean, we were able to restore service faster than anyone thought we could ever do that. And it just brought joy and a lot of comfort to people that were without electricity and they needed to start to rebuild their homes.
Here we are, 20 years since Katrina, biggest storm we've seen. And our company is in a much better position. We've got a much more resilient system. And around 2010, we automated all reclosers. We automated regulators. We started really adding a lot of automation. We first started our self-healing networks at that time. And today, we have over 96% of our customers are part of a self-healing network. We talk about storm hardening. That's changing out wood poles to concrete or steel. Transmission has been doing that for 20 years. So there's a lot of things like that we're doing to make our system more resilient. We're going to have a hurricane come through and it's going to cause outages, but we believe we'll be able to get the lights on much faster by having control houses that are raised, so we're not having to change out a lot of relays, by having poles that don't break, they're still standing, so you deal with the wire only. Things like that are going to help us be more resilient and be able to serve our customers better. The company's been around 100 years. During Hurricane Camille, we were here for our customers. I heard all about it. During Katrina in 2005, we were here for our customers. I saw it firsthand. And we know we're here for them today, and we'll be here for them tomorrow too.